He knows more about installing interlocking papers than anyone I know, and he could talk for hours about that. He and his wife Kim have 3 kids. They live in Victor, and John gives back in many, many ways to our community that we never hear about. But one of the things he started is the John Welch Classic Golf Tournament to benefit Camp Good Days and Special Times. It's a great time. It's at Ravenwood. It's coming up September 12th. So get your foursomes in now because we have a lot of fun on that Friday. Please welcome John Welch, everyone.
Thank you, Kevin. I'd like to start by congratulating all the award winners. I remember last year for me, winning the award was quite remarkable. I'm not a public speaker, and a year ago when Denny Fuller came up to speak for his father, Gary, I thought to myself, this is great. I'm going to have my son Jack come up and speak for me. My wife refused to let me pull him out of preschool today, so you're stuck with me. I must say, when Kathy called me last year about the award, I'd never heard of it. You know, we run our company and we do our thing, and we just try and stay off the radar and do what we do. And she had called me and told me about the award, and I was on the phone and I was quickly Googling it to find out if it was a joke or if it was for real. And I quickly found out it was real, and I was quite honored to receive the award. So I'd like to thank the committee for that. I was sitting here talking to Mayor Holden just a minute ago, and I got my speech, and he's like, I'm telling him I'm not a public speaker, and he said, well, I wasn't either. And he said, let me tell you what I did. He says, I made a speech. He goes, I wrote it out. He goes, I highlighted the key points, and I'm like, I didn't highlight anything. I'm in trouble here. He said, then I copied it, and I forgot that when you copy over a highlighter, it's all black. He said, I opened it up, and I couldn't read anything. And he said, I had to add it. So I'm ahead of Mayor Holden here today. So that's good. Last week I was talking to Jack Marin, and he said, just be yourself. He said, just tell your story and be yourself. People will want to hear that. If it's good, I did a good job. If it's not, it's Jack's fault. So, it started rough. I was 17 when my father died. Really lost my direction, kind of disoriented in life. Didn't necessarily know where I was going, and I went to school and became an electrician. Wasn't really for me. I wasn't into pulling wire, and did a few odd jobs until I got a job with Terry Cornine and Exteriors by Terry, a company in Penfield that specialized in outdoor building. And I brought what little I knew to him, and he taught me a lot over the years, doing some carpentry. And during that time, I was always honest with Terry, and I started a little lawn mowing business with a Sears credit card and a 20-inch push mower and a borrowed trailer, and that's where we started. And I would do that, and I would mow at night or on weekends, and my girlfriend, who's now my wife, would help me, and this is going back almost 20 years. And we'd grind it out one day at a time together, and we'd get through it. After a few years, I decided to go out on my own and do business for myself. Really not knowing much, but I learned from Terry, good things to do and things to not do, and I would pick up those little bits of information over the course of time. And I went out on my own, and Terry and I have a great relationship. And a few years later, when he was tired and wasn't up for it anymore, he came to work for us, and we've been together, for more than 10 years now. So I owe a lot to Terry, and I'm grateful to have him still in my life today. It's time when we started hiring people, and that was a new experience. You got to keep up with all the regulations and all that stuff, and I don't know anything about anything, let alone how to hire people. But we started hiring people, and I created 2 rules for myself when I was hiring people. I would hire people that were at least as good as me or better. I wanted to surround myself with people that were sharper than me. And the other thing is I would take classes whenever I could that had anything to do with the industry I was in. So I worked hard at that, and hiring the right people, and worked hard in getting educated within my field. We've got numerous certifications that I'm not going to bore you with, but one of the ones I'm most proud of that Kevin mentioned here is I could talk all day long about interlocking concrete pavement. I became one of less than 25 people in North America that are a certified instructor of interlocking concrete pavement, and we're really proud of that, and we do everything to the book, and we do a spectacular job, and I believe there's nobody better in the country at interlocking concrete pavement than John Welch Enterprise. I owe that to my team of great people. So our dealers and our manufacturers both hire us to come do their install-a-days or their demos, or to teach other people how to do it, or to install their products for them at their displays. So that's quite an honor when your dealers and your manufacturers are willing to hire you. I'm sorry my story doesn't end there, but when Victor was starting the Board of Ethics a few years ago, my wife was looking at it through the paper and she's reading, and she said, "You should go for this." I said, "I don't know anything about anything like that." She's like, "No, you'd be perfect." I said, I wouldn't." She said, "You will be." So I submitted my resume to a committee there, and went down for an interview, and they appointed me on the Victor Board of Ethics. I've been on that ever since its inception, and it's been quite an honor to serve on that. And we get to keep people like Jack ethical, I guess is what we do, huh? Keep him in line. So that's it, been good for us. I've also got a friend who invited me to co-host his radio show on Sundays, the Home Repair Clinic, with Jim Salmon, and he allows me to co-host on Saturdays when his co-host isn't there. So Saturday, 6 to 10 this Saturday. Feel free to tune in, 1180. That's been great for me. It's allowed me to learn a lot more about a lot of different things, because when the callers call in, we don't always have the answers, and it's great to attempt to figure them out with people. But it's a home repair show, and it's been good for us as a company, and good for my ability to speak, I guess, a little bit. I know I can sound like I've done it all on my own, but I haven't. I probably give more credit for doing less than anybody on this planet. I have the strongest group of people behind me. And I flipped to the wrong page. Yeah. We've got a team of 24 people, and that's the reason I stand here today. They make it happen. It's not me. I may have my part, but it's only one small part. Some of my crew has been with us for over 10 years. They've dedicated their life and career to us. I owe part of my success to them. I say part because the other goes to my wife, Ken. Not just for tolerating me, but also for grinding it out each and every day when it was truly a grind. We're fortunate enough now that with 3 kids that are Jack, Allison, Meredith, 5, 7, and 9, we get to spend time with our children, and we're truly blessed to be able to do that. But there was a time when we didn't have time for anything but work. I'm simply successful because of the people around me and the pure hard work and determination. I want to thank Barb Cole. I don't know if she's here, but I want to thank her because I found out that she nominated me last year. She was my banker last year at 5 Star Bank, and she was great to work with, and she nominated me, and I couldn't figure out why she would nominate me. Certainly not for our bank account. And I truly didn't feel like we deserved it, and it was quite an honor. I want to thank Jack Merritt. Over the last few years, Jack and I have become good friends. I call him when I need something, or to lean on him or bounce an idea off of him. And I feel that he does the same for me. So it's been quite an honor to have Jack as a friend, and be able to work with Jack. I want to thank Kevin Doran. Kevin Doran, over the last few years, he and I have become friends, and he helps me with a few things now and then, and I'm grateful when Kevin helps me. And he is the sponsoring parent of all 3 of my children's baptisms. So thank you, Kevin. Got to thank the John Welch Enterprise team. It may be my name, but it's they who make it happen. And I'm grateful for the team that we have behind us, and the great support and the hard work and determination. Finally, I want to thank my mother. For all she had to endure as a widowed mother to fatherless children. She never gave up. She pushed on, she hung in there with her kids, and I love her. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.